Well, I guess this is kind of the beginning of my channel. Um, Gonna do a little project for the dummies in the world that don't want to buy aluminum heads or drop an LS in their stuff. So I'm gonna try and do things like kind of the old-fashioned way and on the cheap, just making power to go have fun because it's a good start. It's a good way to get yourself moving and motivated and just enjoying the hobby without throwing out a ton of bucks, right? So without further ado, we're gonna start this little project car here, which is this little guy. 1980. It's pretty stripped. There's not a lot going on, but we got some headers in there, so we'll see what those are. Oh, yep, something crapped on the seat. But, it's pretty straight. There's a few motors in the background here, getting ready to go. Maybe a few heads. And a really, really clean workbench to give you an idea of what we're looking at. But I kind of want to build something that's fun and easy to, get to the track and start playing around with. But we got some work going on with this one. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'd like to get this thing into maybe the 11s with minimal Craigslist purchases. It's a 4-speed car. It's got a 342 limited slip Eaton in it. Over the scales at the local landfill, which many of you think I probably picked it up at the local landfill, it weighed in at 3,050 pounds. So it should be a good start for something to go. Little 5.3 sitting there. We could do that. That's the easy way to go. That's the easy way to go and drop 340 horse or 350 horse into a car. Get it going, having fun. Which is, hey, there's nothing wrong with that because that's part of the hobby as well. But, got a couple 350s here, 355s, and over down in the corner over there next to that differential is a little 327. So not sure which direction we're going to go. Got ourselves the Craigslist find of the century, which is an old Turbo 400. It's ugly. Got a 4L80E there over there. And there is a Power Glide sitting around here somewhere. So stay tuned and we'll see what this little project's going to do. Try and update you here and there. Yeah, these old wrecks are getting harder and harder to find. And the funny thing is you can find a shell these days, and just a basic shell of anything from the 70s or 80s is gonna cost you upwards of like $2,000, right? So when you can score something cheap and just kind of build something for fun, I think people get really left out on the hobby when they're on the message boards and whatnot, and they're thinking, I want to do this, I want to put something together, and it's all high dollar stuff, and you don't really need that just to get started to have fun, man. You can build up a car and get the body and the suspension and everything ready the way you want it, and then sky's the limit for power plant eventually. But you could build a stupid little 305 for this thing that puts out 350 horse, and you're still gonna have fun. Spray the shit out of it till it blows up, so just enjoy the hobby, have fun with it, because it's getting harder to do. So stacks and stacks of dinosaur bones, basically, when you're looking at this stuff. Just straight off the bat, I've got another car with some Vortex on it. I've got a set of darts on another car. You could do anything you want. These are all heads that are garbage to most people because everybody's like, at the very least 10 years ago, people were saying, go get a set of Vortex and throw that on your car because old stuff will never, ever flow what it does. You're going to have to put so much money and work and time into it. But hey, when you're on a budget, you can find this stuff that's already been done by some old dude who had a 3/4 race cam in his Nova, that old thing. So you're going to find these heads that are just ready to rock. They've been ported, they've been sprung, they've been, screw in studs. Like here is a a 1970 492 202 head with screw-in studs. It's had the shit poured it out of it, and you know, you find these things for almost nothing. So you can have fun, you can get moving, and then you can upgrade later and help the next person along, and then sell that shit off and buy the next stuff for your good project, you know? Eventually, this bad boy over here would be a lot of fun to have a little turbo LS in, right? Maybe. I've officially entered my old man phase. Like, there's years of shit under my bench that, you know, I could pump out a couple motors just for fun. But, you know, there's some gems and stuff under there that are going to work really nice for whatever we decide to do. Hell, man, I put all this shit under there. I don't even know what's under there. So we'll probably be digging it out here and there. But, like, just little things like pulleys and mounts. And there's a little Holly 600 sitting there. We'll have some, you know, oh, I got a shelf of cams, and I've got one that came out of that 327 that it's such an old grind that anybody that knew what it was is dead. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that fucking thing. So yeah, kind of in closing, like, you're all gonna shit on me for having the camera the wrong way and all that stuff. But, you know, I'll learn. I'll watch all your videos and steal your shit. But basically, this is kind of like, you know, when I was living in rural areas and a lot of things weren't as accessible, it's hard to understand that not everybody has the access to everything. So sometimes this is just for the people that want to, like, start out, you know, and get their parts, get their car going, whether it's a Pinto or an S10 or whatever, you know, just build something that's fun. And it's just a learning process. It's also good, I think, just because we're forgetting how to do things. Like, it's easy to go slap on a set of heads or buy an intake or whatever, but, you know, really learn how to take things apart is great. Anybody can slap shit on and go fast, but it's like nice to know what's going to happen when you're on the side of the road, right? So until next time, be safe, and we'll get into this car a little bit more and start tearing it down and seeing what we're looking at, and seeing what we find and what direction we're going to go with it, because it can go any direction. It really could. Shit, man, this thing could end up with a diesel in it. You have no idea, right? So, but it's not, because I don't have a diesel, so that's stupid, but whatever. Later.